maybe just want to talk about the cost elements. I think moving digital is great, but obviously there's the benefit, of creating a platform. And maybe just give us a little bit, Darryn. I know we've spoken about this once or twice. Is it maybe something you want to just touch on? We've got 5 minutes left, so you can't go too elaborate on this topic. Yeah, but this is obviously new territory, but what's the cost implication?
So, Gabriel, I think in answering that question, there's another consideration needs to take place. So, to go digital at the moment, it's how long is a piece of string? Because everyone is trying to figure out pricing in the market. There's a lot of new. So when e-commerce went online, how much did that cost? So people started throwing numbers around, trying to figure out what the market absorption rate is. But when the cost has to be a trade-off against something else. So in the learning and development space, as an example, a learner builds a portfolio of evidence, which is usually about 80 to 100, maybe 200 pages per portfolio. That by law has to be kept for 5 years in a room, a storage room. So if you are a provider that's doing 50 learners a year, you're talking about a room, maybe a 2x2 room in your office that you are paying rent for, that's collecting a whole bunch of paper that's not necessary. So first of all, you're paying rent on a 2x2 room. Then it's a fire hazard because it's paper. So what are you paying for insurance? Then, and you keep going. And when you start adding up those costs, a courier's got to courier the document from Cape Town to Joburg. And then if something's wrong, it's got to go back to Cape Town. Then you've got to get it to the assessor. So if you actually map out the real cost of what's going on in your current process, and then you look at the investment that's required on the digital space, expensive is relative. A company puts in a big thing and says, "Oh, R1 million expensive," but if your current costs are 20 million, then R1 million is not so expensive. So in order to go digital, be careful. Yes, some people are milking it and really kind of making an obscene amount of money unnecessarily, perhaps. Again, if you don't know the market, it's a bit of a difficult scenario to say that. But try not go, it's a piece of it's Zoom, it costs this much. No. Zoom is a platform that you are using, and now you no longer need to hire a classroom or buy food and snacks or pay for the travel of the facilitator or the accommodation. So all this cost you're saving on needs to be the first part of before it costs to go digital. And if you have that in mind, then it's a real way up. Also, you've got to consider going digital. What is the cost of training up the assessors, training up the moderators, training up the assessees? What's that cost? Something else you've got to consider as well. And do a proper costing analysis, because expensive is relative.
Yeah.
And every company will see, or every person in every company will see expensive as, we'll see anything digital expensive. Most CFOs go, we don't need it. Just keep doing what we're doing. Cut costs, but not digitally. And if you approach a CFO and go, I've got a new idea, most times they're going, is it going to cut costs? If you can't answer that, so be it. Mark, what do you think?
We've got 2 minutes left.
I think also the element of risk. So if I am now putting all my effort into moderating using a platform or using something that I don't have the know-how of getting my data, that's also a very big cost estimate. Like if you think about a platform going down, I'm not going to be able to do my reporting anymore. I can't do an assessment. So I think it's critical to know that you're even on South African soil with your data. That's a very big thing to think about.